In this video, we will see how to use remote access feature in SanerNow EM tool to connect to devices. You can connect to the graphical and command line interface of a device using SanerNow Remote Access. Log into the SanerNow web console and access the unified dashboard. Select the account you want to work with. From the SanerNow Tools icon, select the Endpoint Management tool. In the Endpoint Management tool, click the Actions tab on the top right of the page. Once you are in the Actions window, click the Remote Access icon. You are presented with the Remote Access dashboard. All the devices present in your account are listed here. Details of the devices such as host name, MAC address, IP address, operating system, group, and status are displayed under respective columns. Under the Connect column, you see two icons, namely Remote Shell and Remote Screen. Remote Shell allows you to connect to a machine's command prompt or terminal, while Remote Screen allows you to connect to a machine's graphical user interface. Let's connect to a machine's graphical interface. Click the Remote Screen icon displayed under the Connect column that is in line with the machine you want to connect to. A new tab opens on the screen. You might see a splash screen if you are connecting to the machine for the first time. Wait for a few moments for SanerNow Agent to set up remote connector capability on the client machine. Once the setup is done, you will see Waiting for Approval message on SanerNow Web Console. On the client machine, you will see a prompt asking for the user's approval. User must click the Accept button to initiate the remote connection, or they can click the Dismiss button to stop the remote connection. If the user doesn't want to be prompted for permission each time during remote connection request, they can click the checkbox to grant consent for future screen access. Once the remote connection is established, the client's machine desktop is visible on the SanerNow web console. You can perform various activities on the client's machine remotely. On the SanerNow web console, on the right side of the page, you have buttons to disconnect or close a remote session. On the client machine, you can see an S icon in the taskbar, indicating that the remote connection is active. Users can do a right-click on the S icon to stop the remote connection. Also, if they have granted consent for Auto Connect, they can revoke the permissions too. SanerNow Remote Access allows you to share file between connected devices. However, this feature is available only when you are connected graphically to a client machine. The IT administrator can send files to the client machine. At the same time, the user can send files to the IT administrator using SanerNow Remote Access. To share a file with the client machine, click the Share File button on the right side of the page. A pop-up window opens on the screen. You can choose the file you want to send to the client machine. You can see the file getting uploaded. The status is visible on the bottom right of the screen. Depending on the size of the file, the upload time may vary. Once the file is successfully uploaded, it gets delivered to the client machine. On the client machine, a notification appears, confirming that the file has been successfully downloaded into the Downloads folder. Similarly, the user can share the file with the IT administrator. On the client machine, right-click the S icon, located in the system tray. Select the Share File option. A pop-up window appears on the screen. Select the file that needs to be shared. A pop-up window appears on the IT administrator's machine, allowing them to save the file at the desired location. Using SanerNow Remote Access, You can also connect to a client machine's command prompt. On the Saner Now Remote Access dashboard, click the remote shell icon. You will see a prompt on the client machine asking for approval. Once user provides their approval, the client machine's command prompt appears on the Saner Now web console. You can run commands on the client machine's CLI from the Saner Now web console. Saner Now Remote Access also allows you to connect to a machine's terminal unattended. This means that you don't need users' approval. This feature works only on devices that don't have a graphical user interface. To connect to a client machine's terminal, click the remote shell icon to access the machine's terminal. Wait for a few moments and you can see the client machine's terminal on the Saner Now web console. You can execute multiple commands on the command line interface of the machine. Saner Now Remote Access helps you to remotely connect to devices running various operating systems in your account. We strongly believe that using Saner Now Remote Access will enable you to fix IT issues quickly and promptly.